Is there any plans to continue the story, or have you kind of let the characters, you know, have they developed as far as you want them to go with these two books?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Okay, that's great. So let's talk about then again, I don't know how you have all the time because you're very prolific with this, but you have two other books that are coming out later. Um,
Yes.
the Alpha and the Hybrid. What are these books about, and what made you want to write about this topic?
The Alpha and the Hybrid are both psychological thrillers. This is about a woman from Aspen who meets a veterinarian who has a wolf rescue, and she develops a relationship with him. He has traits of a wolf, he has instincts of a wolf, and he sometimes uses them on the woman that he meets from Aspen. He actually bites her, and they develop a relationship. She has a lot of money. He does not. He takes care of Department of Wildlife and Forest Service animals that are brought to him. He's a skilled surgeon and a very sensitive man. Doesn't understand why he has such a tremulous relationship with the wolf, and through the book he learns that he really doesn't have the instincts of a wolf that he thought he had. He thought of himself as an alpha, which is a leader of a wolf pack, and he's not. The pack is actually the alpha that controls him, and he learns late in the book.
So where does I guess again, I know we've kind of talked about a little bit, but like so this one especially, where does the idea from this come from? Is it your imagination? Is it things you've
It
been
is my
reading?
imagination. Where it
Okay.
comes from, I have no idea. There was a woman that had a wolf rescue up
Hmm.
in Twin Lakes where my parents had a chalet, and I was aware of her. So I think some unconscious thought of her brought this book on, and through my imagination, I came up with the storyline. I think it's quite unusual, and I think the readers will enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, great. Where does in general with this, I'm sure you have dozens and dozens of ideas that come across your mind. How do you decide which idea to keep and then write a book about, and which ideas to throw away?
What happens, and I have a lot of evidence of it here around the house, I'll get an idea and I'll start to write a story, and I'll get 20 or 30 pages in, reread it and take a look at it and think, no, this is not right, or I need more research to do this, or I'm just not happy with the way it's coming out. So I discard it and I, go on to something else, because I'm not going to continue beyond 20 or 30 pages until I'm satisfied that it is a good story and it is well written.
Okay, that's good to know. What about other practices you have that keep your mind active and creative? Do you just write, or do you do other things as well?
I still paint some. In fact, the cover for the Alpha and the Hybrid is a painting of a wolf I did specifically for the cover. So it shows the golden eyes of a wolf, and I
Hmm.
think it immediately puts you in a mood to see what this wolf has to say.
Hmm. Oh, good. On each of your books, about how long does it take you to write one, or to go from idea all the way to completed manuscript?
They're very quick, actually. Most of the time, less than a month on each one.
Hmm. What is your so we kind of talked about a little bit about your practice, but is this something where you're writing every single day, and then reviewing it, or do you have a specific time, other than you getting ideas in the evening where you're like, today I'm going to only write from 1 to 2 o'clock or something like that?
I don't have any specific time. I write until I'm ready to do something else or I'm hungry.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Excellent. And so your painting and your writing, did they have you always been somebody who painted, or wrote before all of this, or was it something that you developed after your retirement?
No, I've always done both. I've always been a letter writer. Unfortunately, most people do not write letters anymore, but I've always been one. I've always been able to converse with words more so than with a conversation.
Okay. With the publishing of your books, you mentioned right now your current books are with a publisher. How did you
Yes.
find them, and what is that process like working with them?
I went online and researched several companies, and got information back. However, because the books have a lot of sex in them, all of them have a lot of sex in them, you're limited to which publishers will be able to put that book into print.
Okay.
A lot of them are not willing to do that and are not willing to take a chance on a new author. So you have to do a little research. And I came across Outskirts. I've been very pleased with them as a publisher.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little slow in response time, but I'm pretty satisfied with them.
Yeah, well, that's good. And so, have they done all of your books?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, with everything that you have done and experienced throughout your career, what would you
Yes.
say has been the best advice that you have ever received?
Just again, to reiterate, to be honest with yourself and with your readers.
Well, I think that's fantastic advice, and it sounds like that's exactly what you have done with everything with all of your writing so far. If the listener, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just a final statement. As an author, I always want my words to convey to the readers the same raw emotions, fear, frailties, and love that my characters possess.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. If the listeners of this podcast would like to buy your books or get in touch with you to hear more about what you're working on, where is the best place they can go to do that?
Amazon or Barnes & Noble. They're pretty much worldwide, but okay. Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And I would appreciate to hear comments and reviews on them. Mm-hmm. I am still a new author, and I think I know a lot, but, likely I probably don't.
Okay. Oh, great. Well, I encourage the listeners that if your writing is a particular flavor, to definitely take a look and to leave a review. Well, Katherine,
I very much appreciate it. Thank you very much, Yuri.
Of course, absolute pleasure. And then again, I'll put links to Lavender Moon, Cost of Freedom in the show, and then once Cost of Freedom 2 comes out, I'll also add the links there as well, so listeners can click right through.
I enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you, Katherine, as did I.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Advance Your Art podcast. If you like this episode, please go into iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button so that every single time I release a new episode, it will go directly to you without even thinking about it. If you're interested in hearing older episodes, please go to advanceyourart.com, where you can find the catalog of everything I've done so far, as well as contact information and projects I'm working on. Thank you again, and have a great day.